Hello, movie, TV, and entertainment fans. I'm Ray, aka DJ Sully D, and this is the Fandom Realm. After an almost 2-year hiatus, I am back and ready to start making new content for the channel, and I'm going to start out with basically straight up podcast. So if you can't watch, you can at least listen, and we will be posting those on some podcast hosts as well. We'll have a little bit more on that at a later time. Today, I'm returning with a reaction and review to Owen Wilson's Secret Headquarters. So far, this Paramount Plus movie hasn't gotten much love. It is setting right at about 50% for critics and only slightly better, 52% for fans. So, I watched this movie last night because I'd heard a lot of complaints about it. And so far, I want to start out with what I think are some of the negatives. And just a reminder, as we do go through this information, I am going to try to keep everything as spoiler-free as possible. So, this movie reminds me a lot of some of those old 90s films like Three Ninjas, or movies and other shows like Spy Kids, Agent Cody Banks, and other shows that are a little on the silly side, but really make for a good watch, especially for your family. The only issue is that all three of those shows are basically levels above Secret Headquarters. For me, there are some plot and story issues that I just don't feel like you can overlook if you're looking for a really high-quality movie. When you look at the characters, I don't see a lot of character development, especially between your main two characters, Owen Wilson and Walker Scobell, who play the father and son in this movie. And of course, Owen Wilson plays the hero, the Guardian. Now, I think some of this movie, I may have some negative thoughts because we have a situation where I really liked the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Walker Scobell in The Adam Project. And I just don't think that Walker Scobell, I just don't think his chemistry with Wilson is anywhere near that level. Going along with that is that I think a lot of people out there want to see Owen Wilson in this movie. And if you're one of those people, you are going to be greatly disappointed. We basically get to see Owen Wilson's character in maybe the first half of the first act. And then he basically disappears until returning for the third act. When he is on screen, he is Owen Wilson. He does fine. I'm not a huge fan of Owen Wilson, but he did fine. It wasn't what I would consider his best performance, but he did good. He did fine. Now, this does bring me to my main issue with the movie, and that is Michael Peña's performance and his character in Secret Headquarters. He does play the big bad Argon. And boy, I really hope when Michael Peña saw the final cut of this movie, he had to think, what have I done? This is the worst bad guy that I think I've ever seen in any type of superhero movie. Really, it was just that bad. The portrayal of the character was just too silly for me. Basically, everything he did was silly. There was no development of his character, I didn't think either, so you didn't know why he is the way he was. And I thought they had some opportunities to possibly dial back on that a little bit, but they basically doubled down on it, and it made it even worse. And it was so bad for me that I cringed every time he was on screen. And this was a situation where a performance or a character definitely took me out of the movie. And listen, I don't think it's Michael Pena's fault. He's a great actor. I enjoy his performances, but this just was a terribly written character. Now, moving on with or from the negatives, there is one big positive for me, and that actually overrides most all of these negatives, and that was the performance of Walker Scobell. This kid is great. If you haven't watched him, you really should. I know this is for Secret Headquarters, but if you take a watch of Secret Headquarters, go on. If you haven't seen The Adam Project, another great movie for kids, I give The Adam Project a 5. I have not done any type of review of it or reaction, but I would give it a 5 or an A if I were rating it. But I was introduced to this kid in The Adam Project, never seen him on anything before, of course, and was blown away by his performance in that movie. And I was blown away by his performance in Secret Headquarters. The title card for this movie is Owen Wilson above Secret Headquarters. And as I watched this movie, I started realizing, wow, this shouldn't be Owen Wilson's Secret Headquarters. This should definitely be Walker Scobell Secret Headquarters. Because let's just not be confused here. Walker Scobell was the lead of this movie, and he was great. He has great timing. He can deliver a line. He does work with the chemistry he has with Owen Wilson. It was not to the level with Ryan Reynolds in The Adam Project, but it was still very good. I can't wait for him to take over the role of Percy Jackson, and I hope he can really keep this momentum up in his career, and he's going to go far. There was one little small issue, I think, and it wasn't really Walker's acting or anything like that, but that it's hard for other kid actors to keep up with him. We have, 4 other kid actors in this movie, and there's a definite difference between their ability levels. They all did fine. I don't want anybody to say I'm being negative about those kids. They did good jobs. But, I'm into athletics, and I'm into sports. And to me, you take an average college football player, you put them out there with a average NFL player, and you're going to notice a huge difference. And to me, that's the difference between these other kid actors and Walker Scobell's performance. There's a noticeable difference, and I think you're going to, and I think you'll see it as well. Now, to draw everything together, overall, I lean more positive than negative on this film, although I think it could have been much better. I think if you've been watching Marvel and DC superhero movies, this is going to be a big change. But if you're wanting to watch a wholesome family movie, something you can sit down and watch with your PG kids and up, I think you'll be satisfied with this movie. When I sit down to watch a movie or TV show, I judge it by whether or not I enjoyed it. Did I have a good feeling when the movie stopped or when the TV show stopped? And when I talk about Secret Headquarters, I can say I did enjoy it. I had fun with it. Walker Scobell's great. I enjoyed watching him in this movie. So I'm going to actually rate movies on an ABCDF scale. And with that, add some minuses and pluses in there too. But I'm going to go through and give Secret Headquarters just a straight C. With all that said, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time on the Fandom Realm.